send it out. I know I mentioned it. He wanted to. It's all right. Fuck it.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good time. I talked to him on the phone. I said, you got a lot of supporter, and I've been spreading the word.
So,
yeah.
All right.
Man, can you breathe any harder?
Sorry. Reading something. Fuck off. Come on, damn it.
If you join, welcome.
Welcome. Can I edit it? All right, anyone that joins, we're about to go live for the NFL podcast. Ooh, that burger's getting to me. Heartburn. I'm gonna send this out a couple more times.
Since we're just waiting, I just want to say great pickup from Alabama. I like getting DeBoer for them. I think that's a great pickup for them. It sucks. I don't like how the players are leaving Alabama. How can I word this? There's no trust. There's no commitment anymore. Granted, that was Nick Saban leaving. But it's so see all these transfers going. I know that All-American freshman has just entered the transfer portal. I know he has not yet decided where he's going to sign. I don't know if y'all saw it.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
I was going to say that we live in the Augusta area. Your man Kirby Smart came into town on a helicopter, landed on the Evans football field from Mr. Mason Short. Committed to Alabama, decommitted. Hasn't decided where he was going to sign yet. So that's pretty cool. Kirby coming to our hometown.
Yeah. All right. If you do join, we're about to record for the podcast. I'm gonna play the intro for a second. Honestly, I don't know what I did to the NFL intro. I don't know where it is. I can't find it. So I've been using the college football intro. That's what we're going to use right now. But yeah, we're going to do that, and then we're going to record for the NFL, give our picks for the NFL playoffs if you do join. So.
Ocho Cinco, was he a quarterback?
Your ass better call somebody.
His team hasn't won a national championship since before he was even born.
Diggs going for the touchdown. Caldwell Pope. How about that one, baby? Let's go. Come on.
Come back, Kelly.
I love college football.
Go Dogs.
Go Tigers.
Roll Tide, roll. RMFT. Roll motherfucking Tide.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the college football or the NFL weekly matchup. Excuse me, used to saying college football divisional round. We made it through wild card weekend. Had a great wild card weekend. Some okay picks, some up and downs. Had Cowboys doing what they always do. Thank God. How about them Cowboys, baby? Anyway, gonna give our picks here for the divisional round tonight. Obviously, Bryson here with us. Preston could not. I don't know if Preston may hop on here shortly. Haven't heard from him. But Bryson, how was your week? Got to see a little bit of NFL football. I know you're sad college is over, but you're getting to watch the transfer portal and whatnot.
Yeah, college football came to an end. Saban retiring, the board taking over Alabama. I think it's a great pickup. A lot of these players are transferring. But I'll go ahead and say it. I don't think nobody was expecting the Texas and Browns game, that being a blowout. That was pretty crazy. Great pick by Chris
Texans,
there.
baby.
Yeah, I mean,
Going all the
keep,
way.
I mean, they keep playing like that. They could definitely go all the way.
No, I think it's scripted. I already know the script, but go ahead.
Shout out to Green Bay. Shout out Jordan Love, man. I mean, God, I love it. This is our year. It never be your year. Love to see Green Bay win, and then Baker's got his swag back. Love to see that. That's awesome.
We got a comment in the chat. Big Red, there he is. Chris called it. I hadn't called it yet. I think they're going. We got to see if the Texans do it this weekend. I did think the Browns had a chance. I didn't think it'd be a blowout, but man, I mean, Texans will win a Super Bowl if they don't win. If they don't make a run this year, they're gonna win a Super Bowl in the next 5 years. They're gonna have a Super Bowl. C.J. Stroud's gonna have a Super Bowl. That team's gonna be good. D'Amico Ryans is a good coach. That team's gonna be the next big thing. It's gonna be the next Kansas City. I mean, that team's gonna be good. How about the Bucks? Said Big Red. We're gonna get into it, but Bucks had a big win. Bucks beating down on them Eagles. Yeah, I mean, Eagles don't look too good. We're gonna talk about it here. But Bryson, a little bit of, we were speaking before we get into NFL. We always like to talk a little bit of college football. We're gonna get into that a little bit. Obviously, Josh. I talked to Josh. He's been busy with work and whatnot. He's told me today. He said he just want to let y'all know he's been very down. Nick Saban's gone. Caleb Downs is gone. Left tackle's gone. One of the receivers is gone. I mean, he's fighting it. So, Josh, best wishes for you. Hope it gets better. He told me this morning. He says he thinks I think he said the ceiling he thinks for Alabama is about 10 wins. He said the floor. He thinks they're going to win about 8 or 9 games. He said so. Hadn't seen that from Bama in a long time. But yeah. John, I mean, Bryson, what do you think about all the transfers going on here? Bama and everywhere else.
I know we talked before we kind of went the show really started. I really can't describe it, but I feel like there's no commitment in football. No more. Nick Saban retire. But if you still you want to go to Alabama your whole life. I think you should still play at Alabama. But all these transfer that's what hurt Bama. Especially the All-American free safety. I can't think of his name off my head. That's a big loss. And, Milroe also transferring now.
No, was that a report?
Yeah, Milroe's is
when was that?
It's a couple of days ago.
I think that was fake. The one that was sent out by Milroe. I think that one on Twitter was fake. I don't think he's transferring. Just FYI.
I won't be surprised if he does. Like I said, I do like the pickup for DeBoer for Alabama. Great pickup. I mean, he knows how to coach games. But yeah, all season's getting real. So hate to see it. That came to an end. Yeah,
it looks like we spoke a little about a lot of people decommitting from Alabama. Georgia might get some of those players. We'll see, but it's going to be interesting. College, college thing. I hadn't heard Florida's name too much. Hopefully, we hear their name. Rolling around soon. I don't know. But I don't. I think more people need to go to We Coming. I think we need to go to Dion. I think I don't understand why not. That's where I would go. I mean, that's where I would go. If you're trying to go into NFL, that's probably where I would go. I mean, I know they might not be the best, but you're getting a dude with NFL experience. That's where I would go if I was a recruit. But we'll see. But let's get into some NFL football here. Preston, like I said, he just texted me. He may hop on, may not. We'll see. But we're going to recap a little bit of Wild Card Weekend. Let's go game by game here. We mentioned a little bit. Cowboys falling to the Packers 48-32. I mean, Packers pretty much leading all the way through. Cowboys did make a run there a little bit towards the end. But Dak just can't get it done. The defense was terrible. Talking about firing Mike McCarthy and hiring Bill Belichick, but it don't seem like that's going to happen. They said Mike McCarthy is going to be the coach next year. Bryson, I mean, thoughts on the Cowboys' performance? Thoughts on the Packers? Anything?
Okay, here we go. You're out again. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's good to see the Cowboys out.
This
Jordan
was,
Love, bro.
and I tell you, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. This was the year to do it too. You got teams
Yeah.
like the Lions, you got teams like Tampa Bay that's in the playoffs right now. I mean, I think Cowboys are better than them. You know, this was the year to do it, and they just fell apart. And Preston joining us here. We just got done talking a little bit about the transfer portal a little bit. If you want to give your thoughts on that, any, I don't know. And then we're talking about the Cowboys game. Cowboys losing again. I mean, they keep falling in the playoffs. Any thoughts as far as why you're joining here?
Why I'm joining? Or while
No,
I'm joining?
while you're joining here. While.
Oh, okay.
God.
I was about to say, I was like, I mean, I can leave if you don't want me to hear. I mean, dang, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
No, I mean that Cowboys game, man. I don't really know how to explain it. It's almost like they're cursed. I mean, on paper they were the better team. Yeah, I mean, on paper though they were the better team. I went into that game thinking that it was going to be a okay game. Dallas is probably going to win by 7, 10, if not a little bit more than that. And Green Bay just said, "No, that's not happening. We're gonna win this game." And they played better. They forced Dak to make some mistakes. They made to where Dak had to beat them, and he proved he couldn't do that by himself, throwing 2 interceptions, one being a pick 6. They made it a little closer at the end, but at that point, Green Bay had already taken out all their starters.
Let me ask y'all a question. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead. Jordan
Love. Is he going to be one of the next big quarterbacks in the NFL, you think, down the road?
He's
just right now.
All the signs are trending. I mean, he finished the regular season the hottest quarterback in the league with his QBR and all of his completions and just making the right decisions. And he reinforced that that wasn't a fluke in the playoff game.
Yeah. Bryson, you think Jordan Love? I mean,
oh yeah, for sure. We were like that video we sent to each other one time. Cut extension or whatever. Yeah, he deserves one. Yeah, he deserves to get paid.
Yeah, we'll see about. I don't know when his contract comes up as far as that. I think, yeah, big game there. Anyway, let's move on from the Cowboys. Obviously, big loss for them. They'll be back. No Belichick, it doesn't seem like. But let's talk about another team. Went to the Super Bowl last year, and they get beat down by Tampa Bay, 32-9. Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, I picked Eagles in that game. I was right. I had somebody message me who I was going to pick for each game, and I was right on every game when I was picking them then. Now I don't know. I don't think I was right on all of these, but messed up. I thought the Eagles may get it done. I said I wasn't confident about it. Eagles are terrible, man. Preston, what's going on there? I mean, is Tampa Bay good? Has Tampa Bay got a chance this week, or you think the Eagles are just bad?
No, I definitely think they have a chance. I mean, it was kind of like a combination of different things. Tampa, they were playing with house money. They've been playing really, inspired football the last couple of weeks, especially the last 2 weeks of the regular season, knowing that if they won out, they had that playoff game at home because, they won the division. And the fact that the Eagles started the season out 10-1 and then absolutely just rolled over and died in the last 6 games of the season.
Defense
going 1-5. Yeah. I mean, they could not get it done. And it seemed like there was an accountability, issue throughout that entire locker room. It didn't seem like anybody wanted to say, I made the mistake. I'm not doing my job wrong or my job right. Everybody kind of looked, well, I know it's not me. It's got to be somebody else. And you had offensive players who were just not taking responsibility. They weren't doing what they needed to do. Defensive guys doing the same thing. At the same time, Nick Sirianni is getting this dude just took his team to the Super Bowl last year, started them off on one of the hottest streak through 11 games this year. And week 16, 17, and 18 of the regular season and going into the playoffs, it's like this dude's on the hot seat, even though he just went to the Super Bowl. If he loses this game, he's fired. Doubtful that's the case. I don't think Philadelphia will pull that trigger, but it's just one of those combination of things. It's like, what happened here?
I mean, but they were supposed to. I know they had some injuries on the back end.
They did have a lot of injuries.
All that talent they had on defense. So I think I don't know. I'm not familiar with the coordinators and stuff, but I mean, I feel like defensive coordinator, man. I don't know what's going on there.
Do you think they still get calls for jobs at the end of the year?
What's that?
Do you think this coordinator still get calls for head
Oh,
coaching jobs?
not dude. No, I don't know about the Eagles this year. I don't know, man. I don't know how you
8
fall
weeks
apart.
ago. 8 weeks ago, yeah, not right now, probably.
But you got to look. I mean, even last year they had the easiest schedule in the NFL. I mean, they were good. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I mean, and it's a young I mean, like I said, they're getting a lot of them Georgia players. It's a young defense as well. So, I mean, they got some older players like Fletcher Cox, but they got a lot of young guys too. Bryson, I mean, any thoughts on the Eagles? And do you think Baker Mayfield? I don't know what his I think he only got a 1-year deal. Do you think he deserves an extension down the road?
For sure. I mean, Baker got his old swagger back. He was playing some great football, and shout out to the Bucs secondary. They actually stepped up in this game. Their defense looked pretty good. But yeah, I'm glad to see Baker getting the swagger back. I'm a big fan of him. But I think they can make a little run.
I think they can make a little run. They got a big game this week. Obviously, I didn't think Tampa Bay had a shot, but dang, I mean, hey, this could be the Saints right now. This could be the Saints. I wish they'd have won it. It could have been them. I think they could have got by the Eagles too, but we can't score, so who knows? Anyway, couple more games here. You had Texans dominate the Browns 45-14. Y'all think the Texans can make a run, Preston?
I think if they were playing the Bills, they might have a better chance. I don't see them getting it done versus Baltimore, but if the playoffs that we've seen so far, everybody's got a fighter's chance, and the teams we think are going to get the job done just don't. Maybe they do have an actual chance, and I'm just wrong. I didn't think they were going to beat the Browns. I thought Joe Flacco was playing so well. He could throw a football from 60 yards away through a pinhole.
He looked awful.
But you know what? I don't think that.
He
threw 2 pick sixes, but it wasn't him. I mean, I think that team just wasn't.
One of those picks. I remember watching one of those picks was him.
Well, I mean, no, I'm not saying the game was on him. The 2 pick sixes, he threw the ball. That's on him. But like the game, you can't call it. I mean, he wasn't afraid to move that ball, so he was playing with house money at that point.
Bryson, Texans make a run. They got a big game this week.
For sure. I think it's going to be a great game.
Too young.
I was just not expecting them to just dominate in that game. I thought this was going to be a one-score game. I did not see it being a blowout. But, C.J. Stroud, rookie, no playoff experience, he's looking like a vet in the pocket.
And I'll tell you one big factor was, Amari Cooper just played them a few weeks ago, I think it was, and went for he broke a record, 200-something yards. He was hurt that game. I think he was playing hurt. If you watch the game, he was playing hurt that game. So that was a tough blow for him. There. But I mean, I don't think it would have gave him a win. But last time they played, I mean, they literally were throwing Amari Cooper every play. So, yeah. Any other thoughts, Bryce?
No, just like I said, I think C.J. Stroud. I don't think the playoff pressures get to him. He's a damn good quarterback.
Gotcha. A couple more here. Detroit wins a playoff game, 24-23. Great game there. People crying in the stands, Preston. Detroit, any thoughts?
So I got to see the first half of that game before I came home from Atlanta. I left at halftime, and such a great game. I mean, I was listening all the way on. I mean, it finished right as I got home. I mean, that was probably the best game, and unfortunately, I only got to see half of it. The way Detroit's playing right now, that inspired football. I mean, they're home. They get to be home again this weekend. They finally got I mean, I wouldn't. Let me change that. I was almost about to say they finally have a quarterback, as if Matt Stafford wasn't there for 9 years.
No.
That guy gave everything he could to that. I mean, it was nice to see it, but it also kind of sucks for Matthew Stafford. I mean, I was pulling for the Rams. I had picked the Rams in that game, but
I would say they finally have a collective unit.
Collective, yes.
Yeah.
They actually have a defense and an offensive line.
I mean, the defense, the pass defense can be better, but the rush defense is really good. I mean, they got a great coach. They got some great coaches around them. I mean, this team's there. Now we'll see what they do when they face a more talented team down the road. But yeah, Bryson, any thoughts on Detroit?
Like Preston said, inspire football. It's great to see that little their team. I don't know, they can make a run all the way, but it's a pretty cool story. Yeah,
last couple games here, not too much about them. Chiefs shutting down the Dolphins in the cold, 26-7, and Buffalo moving on. They defeating the Steelers 31-17. Obviously, Tua struggling. I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have to pay him here soon. I've heard rumor. Some people, I don't think this will happen, but some people saying trade Justin Fields for get Justin Fields instead of Tua. I don't think Tua is that good either. But somebody saying Tua would do better on a different team. Hell, you could have. I mean, how are you going to do better? You got two of the fastest receivers in football. That makes no sense to me. I think everybody that would go to that team would succeed more than where they're at now, because it'd be hard not to, if you're an NFL quarterback. I mean, you got two of the fastest guys in a whole fast backfield there. But anyway, and then Buffalo defeating the Steelers. Steelers, tried to come back a little bit, but Buffalo was too much for them. Preston, any thoughts?
Specifically the Dolphins game. I mean, it just seemed like Tua just did not want to throw that ball down the field. I mean, it was check down. And I just
don't like that cold.
I mean, nobody likes that cold. I mean, they also had Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill played in Kansas City, so I don't think if anybody wasn't affected, he wasn't. I mean, they all were affected.
Sorry,
I don't mean say that anybody was.
I mean to cut you off again, but damn, don't go out there and say, "Oh, I'm gonna go out here and it's gonna be a mindset, and I'm gonna play without sleeves." Dumbass, put some damn sleeves on.
Fuck a mindset. I'm not gonna be cold.
You got to be fucked up if I'm going out there. I'm sorry.
Did you see all those?
Did
you see all the fans out there? Did you see all the fans out there shirtless? It's like, you dumbasses, you're gonna get frostbite out here. Get the hell, get some clothes on, man. You're gonna die out here, man. It is not worth it. It is not that important. It's not that serious. Buffalo comes in. Well, no, Kansas City comes to Buffalo this weekend. I mean, I thought the weather conditions were going to be way worse than they were. They postponed the game a day or 2 days.
No, the weather got better, but it would have been
obviously
it would have been bad if they had played that day. I wanted to see it, but I don't know if they'd had the camera to been able to show it. The videos I saw, but you never know.
Ice Bowl, let's go.
Yeah,
line up.
Bryson, any thoughts on those two, the frigid games?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you saw it or not, but people were spending $20 on beer, and they could have drank the beer at the Kansas City.
Yeah, but you're a dumbass. Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, what y'all think it was going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, that's a crazy game. Dolphins can't swim on ice, so.
And ain't no way I'm going out there and drinking beer. God, that'd be so cold. I ain't drinking nothing but coffee.
And then Rudolph looked pretty bad against the Buffalo. He did not look good at all.
Decent throws, but yeah, he didn't look great. He looked terrible at the beginning.
Defense looked horrible. It looks like they were scared to tackle out there in Buffalo. Josh Allen, doing his thing on the ground. But yeah, it was a good game.
What were you going to say, Preston?
When he said Rudolph, I don't know why I was thinking he was thinking of the reindeer. Rudolph looked terrible. I'm like,
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know who he was talking about for a second either, and then I had to think about it for like 2 seconds. But anyway, let's get into the games because we got some big games this week. Player of the week, I wrote it down and I didn't even pick one. If I had to do a player of the week, I would probably pick. I don't know if you guys had one. I was trying to think off.
Yeah, I had Baker. I put Baker Mayfield as mine. He's got that swagger back, man. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I'd probably go Jordan Love. Romeo Dobbs. I think he had about 200 yards. Jordan Love's receiver there. Had a great game. Good target for him. Touchdown guy. So I would take him. Preston, anybody off the top of your head you would think of?
I didn't pick I wouldn't have picked a player. I mean, I didn't think about it either. I probably go with, the city of Detroit and those fans. I mean, they have big of a difference they made in that game. I mean, they definitely made their presence known. I mean, did you see the videos of them with Eminem, just like,
yeah,
along in the stands?
I will say, and we got it right with the Rams. I got it right with the Rams picks or whatever with the pick +3. But, when I was watching that at the beginning of that game and I heard the crowd, I was like, uh-oh. So I forgot this game was in Detroit. So I knew it was going to be a tough road for him after that. I don't have the records, what we did. Josh never sent them to me. I forgot. I don't know if you guys know what y'all went. I think I could probably tell you what I did. I don't know if you guys remember. I could probably tell you what you guys did too. So I had the Texans. So I won that one. Both of you guys picked the Browns. And then I had the Dolphins. You guys picked the Chiefs, so we're both 1-1 there. And then I had the Steelers. Preston had the Bills. Bryson had the Steelers. So it looks like Preston won that one. And y'all both had the Pack. I had Dallas, so I didn't do too well. 1-3 there. Preston, you still like leading. Preston had the Rams. We all had the Rams. So Preston had a good week. Bryson took Tampa. Preston, you did lose to the Eagles. So I think you guys tied at 3-2. I think it was. I think, or unless there were 6 games, 4-2. I don't know. Anyway, you guys had a pretty good week. Not me so much. Didn't pick that many great games. But let's get into the picks this week. We'll come back with the records next week. I'll probably write them down, get them from Josh. Let's go to the first game. Saturday, 4:30. Texans at the Ravens. Ravens are favored by 9.5. Lamar, not known for being the greatest playoffs. I think I read something about he has more picks and touchdowns and play. I don't know, something like that. He's not a great playoff guy, but this is the time for him. This is the time for them to do it. Bryson, who would you take in this one?
I'm gonna take Texas with the points. Cutting off a huge win against Cleveland. Ravens got a pretty good defense. Like you just said, Lamar doesn't do too hot in the playoffs. I think Ravens win. I think Texans cover.
Preston.
So that's kind of a tricky one. I mean, so I've watched a few Ravens games, and their entire defensive setup seems like it's built around figuring out what the team you're playing against is best weapon and just taking that away. For Houston, that's going to be limiting CJ Stroud's playmaking ability, either putting that spy on him or playing a cover 6 or whatever they got to do to completely take him out of being able to just beat them whatsoever. And I think Houston's going to have to rely on a lot of underpasses and a lot of running, and I just don't think that they're built to be able to do that. 9.5 is a lot of points to be said, though. I still like Baltimore. I think this is their year to do it. I like Baltimore to cover plus or minus 9.5.
Gotcha. So, Preston, you're going to take Baltimore. I got to roll what I've been saying. I got to take the Texans here. Now, do I think Baltimore can definitely win this game, blow them out? I do. But dang, I mean, I think this team's right. I think I love D'Amico Ryans. The bad thing is Texans' 2 top receivers, one of their 2 top receivers on the season, Noah Brown, he's not playing no more. Tank Dell went out earlier in the year. So they're missing some of those weapons if they had. I mean, but it just all depends if they can get, the offense going, because Ravens defense is definitely there. So, CJ Stroud, I know early in the year, like preseason and whatnot, and early in the year, he had some games where he did turn over the ball a few times. So that scares me, but everybody's doubting them. I mean, this team's playing with, they're playing with nothing to lose. Nobody expecting them to be here. Everybody's expecting the Ravens to go all the way. And I think this Texan team's going to come to play. I don't think it's going to be no walkover. Definitely can be, but I don't see it. And I could see the Texans winning this game and shocking some people here. The Ravens have done it before. They've struggled in the playoffs in the past. Lamar's done it in the past. I mean, he doesn't really – Mark Andrews, if they can shut down some of their targets, they really don't have no one to throw the ball to. Odell's been good this year. Zay Flowers has been a top deep target, but, I think the Texans make this a game. I'm going to take the Texans with the points. I don't know who wins. I'm going to take the Texans to win the game. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if they win the game, but I'm just going to take the points here anyway and take them. We got another chat here. I apologize, Big Red, for not inviting you to the stream. It was kind of last minute. I said it when I got on here. I said, you know what, we should have mentioned Warren, but I forgot. I totally forgot. But he said, Texans surprised me last week, but I like the Ravens to win. So Big Red is going with the Ravens in that one. Let's get into the next game, and let's go to Saturday, 8:15. We got the hot Packers at the Niners. Niners favored by 9.5. It was at 10, moved down to 9.5, I believe. Bryson, who you got in this one?
Man, I'm Niners to win, Packers to cover. Jordan Love, man, he's a great quarterback, and he's proven that he deserves a long spot in Green Bay. But Niners is just, to me, the most complete all-around team. I mean, their offense is deadly, defense is playing really good. I think I do like the over in this game.
The over. I tell you like this. Now I'll go ahead and give my pick. What's the chance the Niners don't make the Super Bowl. I think there's like a 2% chance the Niners don't make the Super Bowl. I mean, how do the Niners not make it? I mean, I think they're going to beat down the Packers. I'll go ahead and say I'm taking the Niners my point. Jordan Love's going to have a few turnovers this game. I love Jordan Love. The thing is, you know, the pass defense for the Niners, the back end, they do have some injuries back there. They've been, you know, they could struggle. You can beat them with the pass. You can get away from them. But I think that pressure is going to get to Jordan Love. I think, you know, I just think the Niners are too much. They're going to be a run ball. I think McCaffrey gets to the end zone twice in this game. I mean, I just don't see a way the Niners don't make the Super Bowl. I mean, I don't like if I was a rich man, Detroit, I don't think Jared Goff's got enough to beat him. Tampa Bay, there ain't no way in hell. So, you know, I mean, Niners got a cakewalk. Now, do I think they can win the Super Bowl? I don't know. Detroit, I think, will probably give them the best shot to lose here, or possibly maybe Green Bay if somehow they put a miracle. But I can tell you right now, what time's that game? What time did I say? 8:15.
8:15.
8:15. The Packers are going to wake up. I can tell you that right now. Niners win this game big. Preston.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of points, and I think at some point San Francisco is going to be looking ahead of themselves. I think they get to that 10-point lead, and I think they just kind of hold it there. And I think late, you know, it gets close. So I like San Francisco to win, 49ers.
You got the Packers to cover, though?
Yeah, Packers cover, 49ers win.
Gotcha. We got another one, Big Red in the chat. He's going to give out Green Bay is another team that will be good in the future, but the now is the 49ers winning. I agree. I totally agree with that. Like the Texans, Jesse meant. Yeah, I totally agree with that statement. I agree with that. But you never know. Packers could shot me. I just don't see it. Let's go to the next game. Sunday, 3 p.m. The Sunday games here. Buccaneers at the Lions. Lions favored by 6.5. Big number here, Preston. Somewhat of a big number. I mean, Buccaneers beating down, the Eagles, excuse me. But the Lions, the Lions have been good at home. They've been good in the dome. Preston, thoughts here?
I'm just looking at it right here. The average ticket right now for the remaining tickets are selling for $461. Ooh. Fans want to be here. The prices are skyrocketing. I think that dome is going to be rocking come 3 o'clock on.
I'm sorry to cut you off again. Already a lot of shit talk in this game. All right, Baker's been back and forth. CJ Gardner Johnson, Detroit, said something. I wish I could find. Said something about. I don't know that he's making fun of the quarterback. I think he was making fun of Baker, and Baker said something about it. It was back and forth anyway, but there's a lot of shit talk between these teams. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think just because this game's at home, I like Detroit to cover. I think they are the better team. I like whoever wins this game is going to be my favorite to win the Super Bowl, not because I think they're going to be able to do it. If I could finish, please.
No chance.
If I could finish, please.
Go ahead, but no chance.
They're my favorite to win it because they're the teams I want to see it. I don't think either one of these teams can do it. Yeah, you'd understand if I got to finish, Chris. But we can't
have opinions around here, Preston. You know that.
I know, right?
Well, you can't have those opinions.
Sorry,
those
I
opinions
even liked Washington in Week 3, Chris.
The only way Niners don't get there if they get hurt again. If they get somebody falls apart.
And I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. I would love to see either Tampa or Detroit win the Super Bowl because I think it just means a lot more to their fan bases. But I thought that'd be pretty cool.
I'm sorry, I'm watching Bryce right now. I almost threw up for a second. Almost got sick.
My phone dropped with a roller coaster ride.
Bryson, you got Lions minus 6.5 or?
Man, like Preston said, man, that done was going to be rocking, but Baker ain't worried about it. Give me the Bucks. I like Baker here. Baker's that dog. Baker's got that dog in him, and he's gonna prove it in Detroit. He's gonna walk that 8 mile. Give me Tampa Bay. Also, over.
Yeah, I do think there's gonna be some points in this game. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown's gonna light him up.
Oh yeah,
guys, tough game. I don't know what to do here. I just don't know if Detroit's gonna be. I mean, I don't know if Baker is going to be able to handle the pressure. Mike Evans is a big target, but if Detroit can get some pressure on him, I don't know. That offensive line for Detroit's good. Buccaneers have had a good run defense in the past. I got to take Detroit. I don't feel good about it. I wouldn't bet on this game. I wouldn't touch this game. but I'm going to take Detroit minus the 6.5. But I'd like to see the Buccaneers win. Preston, you took Lions.
I took the Lions minus 6.
Bryson, you took. Sorry,
Bucks.
I'm writing them down. Bucks, and I took Lions. All right. Last game here.
Yes, sir.
Sunday, 6:30. Game that has been good every year. Now, the offenses are a little different this year. Offenses have been as great. 6:30 p.m. Chiefs at the Bills. Bills favored by 3.5. I don't know if the Bills have been favored in the past in this game. I'll start it off because I hadn't started off at all. Bills. I think the Bills are the better team. I think the Bills are the better team. I think the Bills should win this game. But if you believe in the script, if you've been watching football, there's an important guest that has been coming to these games. Taylor Swift. They want Taylor Swift to make the Super Bowl. I'm telling you, Chiefs probably gonna make it again. Chiefs probably gonna get there. I don't know how. I think if they were playing anybody but the Bills, I think they'd lose. I don't know how they're going to win the AFC Championship. Maybe the Texans upset. Maybe Chiefs upset C.J. Stroud and the Texans. I'm taking the Chiefs in this game plus 3.5. But I could see this game. I could see the Bills. Both these teams have struggled, but I could see this game, the Bills running away before I could see the Chiefs run away, if that makes sense. If anybody blows anybody out in this game, it's going to be the Bills blowing out the Chiefs. Chiefs just haven't had enough on offense. Travis Kelce's washed. Yeah, but I don't see as many points in this game as I do in the past. But I'm just going based off the script. I'm taking the Chiefs plus 3.5. Preston.
Yeah, I like the Bills minus 3.5. I think what you were alluding to with the Bills having a better offense, the Chiefs not being able to get traction in the ground, I think that's going to lead into the fact that I think Josh Allen's going to actually take his team to the AFC Championship this year. I mean, they've gotten so close a couple times. You know, by all account, he throws too many interceptions. They too many turnovers. They don't have something goes wrong, some defensive mishap, one or the other. I think this is where they kind of put it together. I mean, what was it, 7-8 weeks ago? I mean, the Bills possibly weren't even going to, make the playoffs, and now they're in the playoffs and they have a chance to go to an AFC Championship game. So I like them to beat a weaker AFC Chiefs team this year, and I think they're going to get the job done.
I'll just say I don't know. I wouldn't think either one of these teams would beat the Ravens or the Texans, in my opinion. But straight up, but never know. Bryson.
Chris, I'm agree and disagree with you here. I like the under in this game. I don't think there's not going to be too many points. I'm taking Buffalo in this game. Josh Allen is getting back in his groove, and like I said, he ran a lot on his feet this past weekend. I can see him do it again, so give me the Bills.
Yeah, I mean both defenses. I mean the Chiefs defense has been good, pretty much this year. That's kind of what's carried them, I'll say, this year too. And Pacheco has been a big key factor. I don't know what the weather's looking like. James Cook. I mean, but both these teams can run the ball. James Cook's been a very, very good runner, especially since they got a new offensive coordinator. But it's going to be interesting. I could see this game going either way. I don't think either team's as good as they've been in the past, but you never know. Bills have been hot. I was waiting for Big Red to throw a pick out there for this game, but I guess he's going to be too late before we end it. Any other thoughts on Wild Card weekend? I mean, Divisional Round weekend? I mean, looking forward to it. I think I'm going to go out and make some bets this weekend. Put some. Big Red says Chiefs. He does say Chiefs. Put some bets this weekend on the Niners maybe, or some touchdown bets. We'll see. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Going to be interesting. I think the AFC is more interesting than the NFC. I just don't see. I don't see anybody in the NFC but the Niners. But could be wrong. Any other thoughts from you guys?
I think there's more parity in the NFC. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know. Go ahead.
I think there's more parity in the NFC this year. I think in the years past, AFC's kind of had better teams, and they've just had a more dominant team. We know the last couple of years of the Chiefs, you had the Patriots. They had, that run when you had, Ray Lewis with the Ravens for that short period of time. I think the AFC historically has had more dominant teams for a longer period of time. And I will
say the Ravens are probably that team this year too. I mean, if you're looking at it, this should be if the Texans don't get by, it should be definitely be Niners Ravens in the Super Bowl. Definitely.
Let's not overlook it. Detroit's 12-5. Baltimore's 13-4. Now, albeit Baltimore was 13-3 going into that last week when they played.
I just don't think
the
Detroit's
Steelers.
going to be able to do it in San Fran.
I don't think so either, but I think they've got a chance. I mean, they got that mentality right now. Like, I mean, what Dan Campbell, bite their knees off when you get back up, bite the other one off. I mean, he's just got them playing, just an extremely high level and got them all playing so inspired that, they're running through a wall before they.
And I don't want to see Detroit. I think if Detroit makes a Super Bowl and they play the Ravens, I think it's going to be an absolute massacre. I will say that. But the Raven, I think the Ravens could. I mean, the way the Ravens look, they could beat down anybody. But you never know. Bryson, what were you going to say? Any other thoughts?
A little off topic, but I like how me and Preston are ripping the past and the future with our hats. I just didn't realize that. That's pretty cool.
I pointed. I was like,
future, baby, right here. Future.
Yeah, future toilet paper. Future toilet paper.
Please get rid of Derek Carr. God bless.
Speaking of future, who's the Braves' future coach?
Who is their future coach?
The Falcons.
Oh, you said the Braves.
Did I really?
Yeah, you said the Braves. So you threw me
Damn
off.
it!
Bill Belichick. Yeah, could be.
Yeah, Bill's gonna be coaching baseball now. He's got a great scheme.
You imagine? All right, boys and girls. Well, if you did join, appreciate you watching. If you did listen, appreciate you listening on Spotify. We'll be back next week for the championship picks. Might do a Super Bowl. We'll do that show, and then we'll do a Super Bowl show, whatnot. May do some stuff after the football season. We'll see if we have any ideas. But appreciate you watching. Appreciate you listening. Go ahead, Bryce. Sorry.
I was going to say, I like to kick it old school. We used to do challenges with the games and stuff. I like to get back
we got to
to
do
that.
some game challenges, especially new college football comes out. But we are going to do some PS3, some of the PS3 here shortly. But appreciate you watching. Appreciate you listening. Peace.
Dude, when that college football game comes out, we're going to have a nasty dynasty. There's going to be us three. Warren,
if you're on YouTube,
Dolan, Joey. I mean, that's just six right there.
It is going to be fun. If you're on YouTube, appreciate it. We'll be back live stream. If you're watching the live stream, appreciate it. Facebook, YouTube. Deuces.
How are y'all doing in y'all's fantasy or y'all's dynasty in Madden?